Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here. Welcome back to the railway and welcome at long last to Sam's Trains Live. We are back after a long time. It's been not that far off a year since I last did this, so I'm very excited to be back. Welcome to everybody. I hope you have a great time. These streams are going to be every week, so on Fridays at 5 PM for the next 5 weeks or so. So put that in your diaries and I'll see you every week. Anyway, I've got a cracker of a series lined up for you, lots and lots to do. Obviously, there's going to be lots of live trains and that kind of thing, but I'm also going to be doing some product reviews and unboxings. I've got one of those to do today, so that's pretty exciting. I'm going to be building a bit of a layout in one episode, hopefully, once I get all the parts. No more news on that right now. I'll talk to you about that later on. Obviously, I've got some I got some trains to give away as well, so stay tuned. I'm going to give something away in every single stream, so that's pretty exciting. And obviously, I'm going to be doing lots of chatting and shouting out. So if you want a shout out, jump in the chat and I will do that for you. First of all, I want to talk about why it's been so long since I did a live stream. And that's because last year in the summer, it was terribly hot. It was so hot, in fact, that coming up here and doing the live streams, I actually got ill because of how hot it was. So I decided no more live streams in the summer. I'm just going to not do that in 2023. Well, summer 2023 came around and it was absolutely fine. It wasn't that hot. I think there was 1 week where it was unbearable up here. Other than that, the streams would have been fine. But I already filmed content to do instead of the streams, so I didn't want to waste that. So the streams did not happen, but the temperature is fine. It is winter now. Well, autumn, but it's coming up to winter, and it is not dangerous to be up here. So yes, that is why it took a while, and I'm finally back. Anyway, how is it going? We've got David Molin in the chat. Gosh, it has been a long time since I did this. Matthew Damon is here as well. Little Westerner, hello, nice to see you. A2020 Vision, how hot was it? It was 34, or was it 35 degrees? I forget now, Celsius. I'm not sure what that was in Fahrenheit, but it was pretty darn hot. And I don't really sweat, so it was like real torture back in 22. Hello Adam, how is your day? My day is good. I hope your day is okay as well. Merry Christmas, Kelly. Well, it's never too early for a Merry Christmas, so I agree. Merry Christmas to you too. Hello to Daniel. Hello to Percy and DuckFan68. We've got Dixie Normus, Sam's Trains #1 laxative. I agree. £5 a bottle. Get it while it's hot. Hi, it's me, Eggs Trains, but rebranded. Oh, that's the local train spotter. The Eggs Trains username was legendary. Why did you do that? And K183 Productions, there's your shout out. Right. So in these live streams, if you are new, you get to choose the trains. And if you want to submit a request, then you can use the super chat, which is the little $sign in the bottom of the chat. You can use that to donate small amounts of money to the channel, which help to keep it alive. So if you enjoy the videos, that's something you can do if you want to. And if you do, thank you so much. And if you donate the equivalent of £5 in whatever currency you're in, then you can pick an engine, you can pick the rolling stock, and I will run them live on the stream for you. I've got quite a few left over from last series, and I'm going to be doing those throughout this series whenever there's a gap. And I've also got some for the engineers to do today. They're the channel members. And I've also got some from already people who have super chatted. So we've got that. Oh yes. And I have a beautiful, look at this one, I've not seen this one before, a beautiful Oxford Rail wagon to give away. So the most creative request of today's stream, I will post this to you, anywhere in the world. FJ Newton, I really like this one. I don't believe I've ever seen one of these. Number 37, Rugeley, coal merchant. Really lovely wagon. That actually quite bitter to be giving one of these away, but I don't know, maybe I'll have to buy one for me at some point. But yeah, keep the requests creative, and we'll see who ends up with this at the end. Thank you very much to Train Boy. I've not been keeping up with these, And I've actually got my 3D printer in the way of the screen, which is smart, isn't it? But we've got a few. Sorry I didn't read these live, but we've got Train Boy, Air Knight, William Babcock, DW123 Extras, J&W Studios, and I think that's pretty much it for now. Yes, so thank you so much to you guys, and I will be getting to the requests. I have a complete list, so if I don't shout you out, don't worry, I won't have missed you out or anything like that. Oh, and did I say if you've got a birthday coming up around this sort of time, super chat for any amount and I will play the horrid birthday song for you. But for now, what say you we get some trains started? I think we should. So I got some requests already set up before the stream started, which was very proactive of me, if I do say so myself. And these come from, first of all, on the outside line, William Babcock, who wanted to see the Great Central Class A5 with some Pullman coaches, so that's set up ready to go. Then William Sutar wanted to see the Rapido 16XX, double heading with the Bachmann USA dock tank and some Southern coaches, so that's cracking off on the middle line. And then we have Exotype Exploring 5454, I'm very sorry about that. They wanted to see a Hornby J15 with some mixed freight, 12 wagons in total, with Bullman put into the mix, and an LNER brake van. So we've got that at the back. Fingers crossed for no derailments. Let's see how we get on. The Great Central A5, not run that for a long time. That's something I've noticed about not doing these live streams for a while. There's been several locos that I just haven't run for a long time, and it's a real shame. So that's another good reason to get back into this live streaming lark. There we go. Let's see. How are we getting on with the first few? We got problems already? No, I don't think so. Just a bit of a click up Gordon's Hill there from the A5. Robert Sparks, thank you so much. I'm glad I spotted that one. That was very generous. Thank you so much. And Train Boy, hi Sam's Train, we missed you. Could you do Daisy pulling Annie and Clarabelle? An open wagon, a milk tanker, and a brake van. Give me a shout out. Well, here's your shout out right now, Train Boy. And when I get around to your request, I will be very glad to do that. No problem at all. The requests are first come, first served, so get them in. And yep, I'll get them done either this week or next week. Just making sure my speakers are on. Are the super chats popping up on the screen? I might have to look at that for next time if they're not doing that. But it doesn't matter, I still get them. It just means that you don't get to see them, but that's fine. We've got a bit of a race going on here. The J15 and the A5, neck and neck. I think the A5 is going to win it though. Gosh, look at that. It's quite a beautiful sight, isn't it? I truly have missed this. There you go. Bullman actually staying on the track. Oh dear. I just noticed we got an issue. Why did you stop? What engine is that? Why is... They shouldn't have stopped. There's two of them helping each other out. Go on. Oh dear. We got, oh no, okay. I thought there was a problem with one of the engines. It turns out there's like a tumbleweed of model hedge underneath the train, and it's now passing underneath the whole train, moving along slowly, and now it's come out the back. I thought we'd had a broken down engine live on the show there. I really thought that Rapido 1500 had given out, but it didn't, thank goodness. Alright, we're okay. Now you might be wondering about the thumbnail. Ugh. Another stoppage, you can just see it there. What's happened now? Yeah, you might be wondering about the thumbnail. Why is an engine bursting into flames like that? Oh goodness me. Oh, that's not gone well folks, it's not gone well. Tried to pull the coaches back, the NEM coupling popped out. So I'm going to have to go underneath. Well, I'll go underneath while I explain this. In fact, I'll put this camera on so that you might be able to see. So yes, we have one mischievous requestee, shall we say. And the name, everybody, is one that strikes fear into the hearts of any YouTube railway enthusiast. And that name, quivering in my boots thinking about it, is Kelly Ashford. Yes. And Kelly Ashford is the cause of today's distress, because she actually made a request to see the Helgen Tango. Oh, we've still got a bit of hedge. Can you see that? Now that's part of my hedge, so I guess I didn't get it all, and some of it was still stuck under the loco. well, again, at least that means we haven't got an actual breakdown happening. That's good. Well, a great start, a great start. I do not know how that happened. I was filming trains on this layout the other day and the hedge wasn't stuck on it then, so you know, you can question these things or you can just go along with them. I think I'm just going to have to go along with them. Right, well, bear with me. I'm just putting the models back under the desk, and you can't see these models because these are things that I am yet to review, so I'm keeping them as a surprise. Might get a chance to do some of them before the end of the year, otherwise I might not. But oh well, whatever. Are we good now? Are we good? Let's put the broken down train back on the track if possible. Let's set this camera, let's say. Let's pull the southern coaches back and we'll try that stretch again, I think. But there's bits of hedge everywhere. What's happened? Have my trains crashed through a hedge? I found more bits of hedge on the track. Oh, goodness sake, there's literally bits of it everywhere. What's happened? I didn't think you had to trim the hedges on a model railway. I thought that they were just fake. Obviously I'm wrong. Okay. Not a good idea this, because the trains are still in motion, but I'm going to try and put them back on without cutting the power, which is an unnecessary complication and it's not something I'd recommend, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay. Dock tank, coupled to coaches. I wouldn't dare do this with some locos, some of them burn out, but there we go. Right, any more bits of hedge going to scupper me today? We'll see. Right, fingers crossed not. Let's go for it again, shall we? Just pretend you didn't see the last 5 minutes of faffing about. Here we go, here we go. There is still some bits of hedge stuck around the side of the track, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be in the way, so I'll have to zap that with the vacuum cleaner another time. Alright, okay. Problem solved, which is a terrible thing to say, but hopefully it's true. Well, I just spot. The local train spotter. Have you a recreation of... Oh, sorry, can you have a recreation of the Flying Scots crash? But a bit of track falls from the sky whilst your weirdest engine, I guess, rolls by with the request wagon on Warwell. Okay then, well, I guess, I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but I will reanalyse your comment later on and try and figure it out. Might have to go into next week's stream so that I can do it justice, but that's okay. Thank you so much, the local train spotter. I appreciate your support. Well, can we have a virtual round of applause for Bullman, please, who usually likes to derail, but on this occasion he's actually behaved perfectly well. I tried to put him between some wagons with compatible couplings, which seems to have helped, but even so I was expecting massive problems, so that's reasonably impressive actually. Right, let's bring these to a stop. Thank you, Great Central A5, much obliged. At least that engine was no trouble. Mind you, it wasn't the engine's fault when the derailments happened. It was very much my fault, I guess, for not clearing the debris off the track. But whatever, okay. I'm going to pop these Pullmans off, actually, because they need to move on to the inside line for a future request. So while I wait for the double headers to move around, I'm going to whip everything off this line, just so that it's a little bit quicker for me to put the next trains on when we get round to those. Alright, they're almost here. In fact, they are here. There we go. Awesome stuff. So thank you so much for those requests. I love them as always, and there's lots more live trains still to come. But let's jump back. I'm going to try and do some more shout outs because I know I didn't do very many just then. So let's try and do some more. Well, we're back on form anyway, aren't we, with the disasters? So that's a new one though. I don't think I've ever had bits of model shrubberies sort of getting caught underneath the trains before, and it was my fault for letting it sort of stay under the trains all that way. But whatever, I don't know. Oh, this is a cool one. A 2020 Vision. Officially never had this loco requested before. Let's see Davy Crockett pulling a string of brake vans as a kind of weird transatlantic heritage excursion train. Yes, that would be weird, very much so. Thank you, I'll do that, no problem. Scott Williamson, 74, how do I donate? Thank you so much. There's a little $ sign in the chat. You might have to do it on PC, although I think it works on Yeah, I think it works on mobile now. Yeah, that's very much appreciated. Thank you. Cotton Field Railway TV, there's a shout out to you. Thanks for coming out. Just bring Dan Thomas, says Scott Williamson 74. You mean to fix the problem? That's true, that would have been smart. Marion and Joe Bond, lovely to see you're still around. Welcome back. Hello to you as well. Matthew Damont, more TT. One of the unboxings I have for this series of live streams is a TT model, and I'm sure you can probably have it. Oh, I've frozen with my finger in the air. That's interesting. I genuinely didn't do that on purpose. Let's see if I can't fix that. Yes, it is. It is a TT model, one that I'm not going to do on like a full review, so I thought I'll do it right now. I'll do it here on the series of live streams. So that'll be, I haven't planned when that's going to be, but it's going to be sometime over this series, which is fun. I love that. I'm just watching it back now and my finger froze in the air. That's why you don't raise your finger during a live stream. That's something I've decided. Did the sound freeze too? Yes. No, actually, Sam, you got that wrong. The answer was no. Okay, all right. Let's move on. So let's do a bit of a review then. A bit of a review. I got sent some lights. Here's how they turned out. Today's model is from a website called Model Signs, and Model Signs is run by a chap called Chris from Yorkshire. And they specialise in model railway accessories, although I guess their flagship product would be street lighting. And they've got a brand new design of street lamp out right now, and they were kind enough to offer to send me a few to take a look at, so that's what we're going to do. And here they are. These are their all-new concrete style street lights. Now, I had a look at these on their website and they are very expensive. So they come in at £19.99 for a pack of 4, which makes them about £5 each. So my job today is going to be to try and figure out why these are so expensive and also to see if they are worth the money. So let's take a look at these and I'll walk you through the various features. Alright, so let's pull one of these out then and take a closer look at what's involved. So I'm going to grab one by the wires, I guess. So here you go, the concrete style street lights. So the features are as follows. They've got the resistors pre-soldered into place, and that means that you can basically plug these directly into a 12-volt power supply, so they're ready to go. That's good. The other main feature is that there are no bare LEDs on display. So as you can see, there's a little white diffuser in front of the LEDs, and this is so that they look realistic even when they're switched off, where usually you'd be able to see the LED and the illusion would be broken. And it should also make the light output a little bit more realistic if the light is diffused. These are also hand painted, and I guess this is where I would level a small criticism at them, because they are very thickly painted. And as you can see, the detail on the little opening service doors at the bottom here is almost completely lost because there is a lot of paint on them. So obviously it's not a major issue from any sort of distance. This is not going to be noticeable, but then again they are £5 each, so you want them to be perfect, I suppose. Maybe some sort of airbrushed finish would apply the paint less thickly, I'm not too sure. But either way, I mean, it's a relatively simple looking object, but obviously quite complex to make because they've got to get the wires up the neck of the street lamp, and then it's a case of wiring it all up inside this tiny housing and getting the diffuser on and getting it all painted. So yeah, what looks simple from the outside, when you start thinking about it, seems rather complex. I mean, this is a very thin top piece here. So I think what we need to do is connect this up and we'll take a look and see what they look like in action. Okay, we should be all ready to go then, so let's turn the power up, see what happens. Oh yeah, we've got some light coming out of there. So apparently the LEDs have been chosen so that they emulate that orange glow of the old style sodium lamps. Obviously today we have LEDs in street lamps, but this is pretty much how they used to look back in the day. Apparently most of the street lighting you can buy online is just pure white from cheap LEDs, whereas this is more accurate. And I have to say it does feel quite nostalgic. I grew up with this sort of street lamp, and yeah, this sort of dim glow is very much typical of them. But obviously I've got 4 of these, so let's set all of them up and let's see if we can light up this desk a little bit. I'll switch the lights off, I guess, too. Alright, so there we go, that's what they look like in the dark. Beautiful orange glow from these things. However, one of them doesn't work. I wired them all up, this one came on momentarily and then went out again. So I've got one faulty one, which is certainly not ideal. I don't know how common that issue is. I feel bad because these were sent to me generously, but I'm not going to fail to disclose that. But yeah, the ones that work, they look fantastic. Let's just test the current draw, just to check that they're not drawing too much, because those resistors are rather warm. Ooh, very warm. Ow. So there you go, the current draw is 20 milliamps, which is about right for a single LED. Having said that, the 500 ohm resistors that came with these seem to be getting a little bit warm on 12 volts. So I'm going to swap it out with a 1K and see if that runs any cooler. And we'll also see what it does to the light output. So there you go, this is the lamp with a 1K resistor driving it instead. And this has cut the power consumption down by almost half, which is really good. The resistor's running stone cold now, and I can't really notice any difference in the light output. So yeah, the half a K is fine, but if you want to cut down the power consumption and maybe increase the life of the LED, there's a little tip. You can bung in a 1K if you want. Anyway, these are the Model Sign street lamps, pretty decent actually. I'm not too put off by the one that didn't work because I'm sure they'd be able to replace that no problem at all. And that authentic glow of the sodium lamp is pretty darn awesome. So let me know what you think, and let's go back to the live stream. So there you go, some premium layout lighting there, and I apologise, I've forgotten to pop the link to the website in the description of the stream. So I will do that after the stream, but if you're interested now, just Google Model Signs, you'll find their website, lamps on there, and other bits and bobs as well. I know they've got some figures, and of course signs. They are called Model Signs after all. Alright, how are we doing? I didn't really watch the chat during that because I was busy putting some more trains on. So how are we doing? We've got Enar Bowler. Thank you so much. Wanted to see a Hornby Thomas pulling a towed brake van with some gunpowder vans. That sounds delightfully dangerous. Yeah, I can do that, no problem. Ironic, says Ollie. I always called you Catherine. He says he's using his mother's device. So it's not Catherine, it's Ollie. Okay. Quite prototypical, says John Cunningham. That's true, actually. That is true. The ones outside my house, I reckon they spent most of their time failed. They'd get replaced quickly enough, that's fair to say. But yeah, for some reason, mine never lasted very long, which was nice though. I got better sleep at nights when it was broken, to be fair. But yeah, there was something quite nostalgic to me about that. I do like that orange glow, and of course that's gone now. I guess they use a more neutral white colour in the street lamps now, which, I don't know. I suppose if I'd grown up with it, I would have liked it. But yeah, that warm orange, that's definitely more my style, I think, because that's how it always used to be. Luke's Locomotive, yes. Me and Chloe, shout out to Chloe if she's watching. She might not be, I don't know. We will be going to Warley both days, as far as I know. So yeah, if you see us there, definitely come and say hi. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to hear about your world of model trains. It's always nice at Warley because you actually get, well, I actually get to, everybody actually gets to meet other people that do this. It's quite a solitary hobby, isn't it, really? You kind of work along on your own stuff and you collect things and you build a layout and whatever. But it's really lovely to meet other people because walking down the street, you don't tend to find that many railway enthusiasts willing to talk about their hobby. At Warley you do. Anybody, you can talk to anybody and they've got a story, they've got a scale, they've got an era that they like. Yeah, it's just awesome, and no two people in that massive hall full of thousands of people are the same. It's really, really awesome, and I'm sure the other exhibitions are like that as well. If you're in the States or whatever and you can't get to Warley, the same is going to be true. It's true with all of those. When's Warley? It's not this weekend, but next, isn't it? The 25th or something. It's usually around that weekend. I think so anyway. I deal with it when it comes. So yes, I will be at Warley. Certainly will, Sam. First time going, says Luke's Locomotives. That's fantastic. I remember my first time going to Warley. I've only been thrice, 3 times. Is that right? 1, 2, yeah. because the pandemic hit and I couldn't go after my first time again. And yeah, it's the only exhibition really that I do regularly, because it's the be all and end all of all exhibitions, isn't it? Alex Train says your videos are the best. Well, I'm sure that's not true, but thank you very much. Adam's also excited for Warley. Yeah, saw Adam last year at Warley, remember that well. Warley, says William Down. Okay, William, having fun there, I hope. Oh yeah, the Link Spotter 225 bought their tickets for the Saturday only recently. Yeah, the tickets are very, very expensive now. It's cost us, I think, £5 each more this year than it did last year, which is quite surprising because last year the attendance seemed quite low, particularly on the Sunday, and a lot of people were saying, you know, it's very expensive. So it's odd that their solution is to make it even more expensive this year. I don't know why, but we'll see how many people turn up. I hope that it will be a lot, because it's always a good time. Okay. Why did I flip this over? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I do know. I was writing down some more requests. So with that in mind, little Warley chat. Hadn't planned that. That was quite nice. I do like Warley. It's always a good time. Okay. Sparky129 wanted to see the J50 and the J15. I have put the J15 at the front because that is the faster of the engines and I don't want to get a derailment, so sorry about that. But the rest is as you wanted it. 2 blood and custard coaches, some ocean wagons, some 3D printed wagons and a towed brake van. And Sparky said he was interested to see which ones I would pick. So I'll run them forwards and you can see. Some of these wagons I don't think I've showed publicly. So I'll briefly talk about them. We've got an LNWR coach carrying / prop carrying wagon here. This is going to form a part of my Christmas product launch, which you'll see in early December. Then we've got a steel-sided mineral wagon, and then this one, you probably have seen this. This is the sort of a variation on the first wagon I ever designed. And then the towed brake van at the back. I like Sideways 66779's idea. This was to have Percy with the Wickham trolley on a low loader, or yeah, a low wagon. Look how perfectly it fits onto the Laureate Y there, that's amazing. And also the Queen Mary. Nope, forwards Perce. Cheers, pal. There we go. And then on the inside line we have J&W Studios, who wanted to see the Class 1P with 3 Pullmans, which is easily done. So hopefully no more hedge work will work its way under the trains this time. And, you know, let's see if we can get, in Sam's Trains Live Series 18, a perfect run of requests. It does happen from time to time, but it's rather seldom seen. There we go. The 1P, excellent. Let's see how things get on behind the bookcase. We've got a bit of a wonky looking track back there. Now, how does that happen? That's because I certainly don't walk back there, that's for sure. Look at the cables, oh my god. Tickling the trains as they go past. It really isn't any wonder I'll have trouble behind there, is it? Not really. Never mind. Oh, Percy, what have you been doing? You better go and check on him. I know, Percy, it's a lot to carry. I don't know why he stopped, though. It's probably that he's just not run for a while and he's just stopped on the points. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Oh. Ah. And we've got an issue with the Laureate as well. I think that will be because Percy's coupling is the large D type and it doesn't pivot or anything. Let's try again. Yeah, I think that might be a bit of an issue. It's such a shame that Hornby... well, one thing... no, it's off again. Yeah, it's because the couplings don't pivot. One thing I would love to see Hornby do is sort of replace all the couplings on their railroad stuff. I mean, it's not going to happen with the Thomas range because that's gone, but yeah, if all their models had compatible couplings, that would be really, really good. They don't, unfortunately. They've done it with some of the models, but others not. I mean, I bought a new wagon the other day to review, and it's not even in the railroad range, and it's got the big old D-type couplings which you can't swap. I mean, what? It's a bit bonkers. Alright, there we go. We got some good footage of Percy there going round. Let's see if we can get to the start again without causing more trouble. I'm quite impressed that he didn't spill the Wickham trolley though. I expected to see that go down onto the ballast. but it didn't, so that's good. Right, I'll stop Percy as the double headers go by for you. There we go. See how the rest of it's getting on. Ah, yeah, they're okay, aren't they? Double headers are always frightening in live streams because if it can go either way, you know, derail or not derail, it's always going to be a derailment. But we got away with it this time, which is good. And I'll give you a close-up, well, as close as I can get on these live shows of those 3D printed wagons, because that L&WR wagon is pretty cool. In fact, I'll pull it off and show it to you properly. Because I mean, this was designed after I did my last lot of streams, so you won't have seen it. Alright, there we go. Behind the bookcase, look at the 1p go. Oh, I just got a little flash of its firebox LEDs there. That was quite pleasing. There we go. Right, righty right. Just let these get round to the front then, and I'll pop off that L&WR wagon. Like, the top of it is one thing, it's just a sort of wagony looking thing, but the chassis is something I'm really proud of. It's got clever couplings on it, and they work so well. You know, I've tested so many models that derail and stuff because their couplings are complicated and that. I was really intimidated about designing my own couplings that were sort of pivoting and more complex. Maybe I just got lucky, maybe, but these are just great. They go over points, they just do everything, and they just pivot nicely, and they're dead robust. Let me show you. Pull it into the close-up. So, like I say, this is going to form the basis of this year's Christmas wagon, which is pretty exciting. Here it is. You've not got that long to wait for the Christmas wagon. Here it is. There you go. Pretty interesting wagon, as you can see. It's got all the brake rigging and such fitted, and here's the underframe. The Christmas version has even got planking on the bottom, which this one doesn't have, but here are the couplings. Let's see if we can get in a bit closer. Try and focus it. Kinda. There we go. If I pivot them, you can see we've got a spring back here which moves them back to the center, and unlike some of the springs that work like this, you can see the amount it bends is absolutely tiny, so it doesn't put any stress at all really on the part, which means there's no chance of it breaking. And it fits really tightly in that little holder there, which means even if you slightly spring it, look at that, even a slight little spring, it will return itself to the center. So look at that. Even the slightest little spring and it comes back, and it's not got too much movement. There's a little stopper at the bottom here which stops it going too far and sort of stressing the part and breaking it. And this big long wagon can work on first radius curves. You believe that? It struggles sometimes if you have like an S-bend in first radius and they're pushed together because the buffers are quite long and they'll lock together. But other than that, it even works on first radius, yeah. So crazy stuff, nice wagons. Oh yeah, and I guess I'll show you the brakes as well. You see that? We've got brakes, little brake discs or pads, which are really close to the wheels. And these are really free rolling as well. Look at those wheels spin. Yeah, just, I don't know, sometimes you design something, you're like, that's all right. And then other times you'll be like, whoa, this is good. I love this. I really like this. Right, I'll go and put it back. Ah, yes, good old wagon. So yeah, I'll see if you can guess what that's gonna look like as a Christmas product. We'll have to wait and see. But it's pretty cool. I can see it right now, but I'm not going to reveal it today. I will reveal it on one of these live streams though. So yeah, it's worth sticking around. Anyway, yeah, let's go for a quick break then. I'll set up some more requests and then we'll come back. I'll do some shout outs and we'll see Kelly's horrifying explosive request. And who knows what that's going to involve. Okay folks, we are back. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? Sorry about that. I was just setting up the next round of requests. Oh, I rose my finger again. We're not frozen. No, all good. So yeah, they'll be good in just a moment. I've left my sheet of paper over there. That was silly. Thank you to Hendrick Motorsports Fan very much. Can you please run Bachman Gordon pulling Pullmans and the dynamometer coach as well as Backman Henry pulling the flying kipper, 4 box vans, 2 tankers, 3 5-planker freight cars, and LNER brake van. You know, that's pretty creative. That might be in the running for the winner. And the winner today is going to get this, which is an Oxford Rail wagon. So keep those creative requests coming in. The best one, I will send you this as a bit of a thank you for your support. So there you go, lovely Oxford Rail open wagon there. Right, next up I want to talk about the Wall of Train. I'm going to show you some of the latest additions I've got. Got some good stuff in here. But for the last few streams I've been saying, oh, I'm going to show you the Wall of Train, I'm going to show you so that you can see yourself. Never done it. So today I'm going to give you some lovely shots of the Wall of Train so that you can see yourself if you're on there. And you might have to go back and watch it again later on and maybe pause it if you want to see yourself. But if yours is on there, you'll be able to see it. If you haven't got a picture up on the Wall of Train, there's still some space left. So if you do it within the next year or two, you should be able to get on there. Send me an email to samstrains@outlook.com with your photo. It might be a drawing, maybe it'll be of a railway you visited or your own layout, and I'll put it up on the wall for you. But anyway, here we go. Here's a look at the Wall of Train. So this is the new Wall of Train, which is about half full now, and goodness knows how many's on there. There must be maybe at least 100, maybe even 200. And I guess I started this 2 years ago, something like that. So if you sent in a picture over the last 2 years, hopefully you'll be able to see yours up there. And this is just wonderful. There's so many different people from all around the world have sent these in. I've got pictures of people's trains, I've got people's holidays, their adventures, their days out, their drawings, their collections, absolutely everything. So many different people from all sorts of different walks of life, and they've all sent stuff into Sam's Trains. And this is the old Wall of Fame, so this goes back a bit further now. Wall of Fame's been going maybe, well, not that far off, 10 years really. So there you go. Hopefully you'll be able to see your picture up there. And if you missed it and you've sent one in to me, go back and pause and look, you might be able to see it. If not, try sending it to me again and I'll confirm whether or not you have or not, because I've got a list of everyone that's on there. Anyway, the new additions are from today. Michael B. Let me show you this. This looks like a layout in progress, and I'm not 100% sure when Michael sent this to me, but it might be that he's done more progress on this layout. So if you're watching Michael, let me know how things are going and whether things are looking any different. This was incredible. The Great Western guy sent in this photo. How wonderful is that? An Azuma with a reflection in the puddle, beautiful moody dark lighting, a gorgeous, gorgeous photo. I reckon this guy's got a future in photography for sure. Yeah, it's really, really wonderful. Then we've got Einar, apologies for the pronunciation, B, in quite a precarious position there in front of a large diesel. Look at that, it's quite a great photo that. So thank you for sharing, Einar. I'll put that into the, onto the wall, no problem. And then Corey M, we've got a little bit of, is this the Trackmaster? I'm not 100% sure of the setup, but hey, if it's a train, it's good in my book. And he's got some stone wagons as well being hauled. It looks a bit like Brio in a way with those wheels, but obviously the Brio was wooden tracked, but that sort of thing. Anyway, I like it. Thank you, Corey. That will be very welcome on the Wall of Fame. And then Terry P sent in this. He's obviously bought some of my balancing trains. We've got the balancing coaches there, plus one of the spare bodies I sent. I've spied the pianos and a couple of the tankers there. So thank you for the support there, Terry. Very happy to put this on the Wall of Fame. There are some Sam's Trains models up on the wall, not that many though. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got Alvin H and some of his collection here. So there, what we got, Evening Star, some sort of other standards there by the looks of it. They could all be 9Fs actually. Very nice, so a 9F collection there. And then, I don't know if these are for the wall, but Robert sent me these. And these are some sort of liveries that he came up with. And he's actually asked me to make a few of them. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, because obviously it takes a long time. But I'll just show you what he came up with. Robertsville Central, it says. It would be cool to have some Robertsville engines. I think they're all Robertsville. There we go. It's a nice livery, that blue and white though, with the sort of matches the smoke box colour very nicely. I like that. He sent me loads of these, but I just picked out 3 to show you. A darker livery there, black and blue. That's a great combination, isn't it? Sorry, I was thinking about the old song there. That's not what I was going for, apologies. But yeah, very nice, Robertsville. I wonder what the significance is of 406. Don't know. That's cool though. So thank you for those, everybody. And like I say, if you want to have a picture up on the wall before it's full, email it to me, samstrains@outlook.com. I'll show it on next week's stream and then put it up among the rest. All right, so we got another round of requests here. Sparky129 wanted to see the Scotsman in the green hauling red coaches like it does in Train Sim World 4. I think that's a great idea. So there you go, that's on the outside line. Williamtown, a great consist this, I really like this. 2 Great Western Genesis coaches being hauled by a 14XX, a box van, an open wagon and a toad on the back. So got that, no problem. Then on the inside line, Hendrick Motorsports fan wanted to see the Bachman Thomas with 2 vans, a Christmas tree wagon and a tanker. So let's get these started and hopefully we won't have any issues. There we are, Scotsman. Fun fact, my BR, go on mate, my BR Flying Scotsman is an old Triang one. That's the only Flying Scotsman I have in the BR green as far as I know. So if anybody ever asks for the BR one in the green, it's always going to be this Triang one. And this Triang one was modified by a previous owner, and I liked the modification so much that I actually kept it. But it does make the loco a little sluggish. And the modification was that they put a massive sort of cast brass weight inside the body. It fills the body almost entirely and it makes the loco weigh about as much as a Wren locomotive. So it's about probably the most powerful Triang loco you'll ever see. And you've got to be careful really with how many coaches you couple up to it, because it will pull them no matter what, and the motor will be in trouble if you overload it. So yeah, it's quite a powerful engine, but you know me, I like my heavy engines. There was no way I was going to take that lovely cast weight out of it. And it's not something I would necessarily recommend you do to your Triang locos, because it's a little bit like putting a ball and chain around their ankles, but it certainly makes for a powerful engine. And it's alright, look. I noticed when I started it, it was a bit sluggish, but it soon sped up. And speaking of speeding up, look at this. 14XX. Blimey, are we in a rush? Or have we just started an express service that I didn't know about? I think we have. Anyway, that's awesome. Great stuff. So thank you to Sparky129, Williamtown and Hendrick Motorsports. And to anyone else who sent in requests, I will get to them. I'll get them all done. I've got some from last stream, which was back in March, I think. Still got some of those to do. I haven't forgotten. Just trying to get them all in, and they will be in. They'll be in, so keep watching. We'll get them in, and any that came in today, I'll finish them off in today's stream or next week's stream. Come on then, where are we? Where are we? Thomas is racing. Let's watch him race. Vroom. That Christmas tree is going to lose all its needles. Except it doesn't look like a Christmas tree anyway. It looks like a big dollop of plastic, and big dollops of plastic don't have needles, so it's probably okay. Or resin, should I say. Yeah, it's a big dollop of resin. That's an example of a model with floppy couplings. Let me show you that. Oh, oops. Wasn't as careful as I should have been with that. Mind you, it's not the couplings that are floppy, it's the whole sort of trucks, but you'll see what I mean. See these? So these have all sorts of flop look before they return. See that little plastic piece there? It's almost the same design, isn't it? Interestingly. But look how much more space that's got to flop around. So that doesn't return to the centre because of all that flop. And that piece also bends a lot, which I don't like. Look at all the flex in that, my God. So yeah, that's kind of what I took inspiration from. Not so much how I should build my wagon, but how not to. But I suppose apart from the big D-type couplings, there's no major problem with that. It does seem to work. Right, I think we've waited long enough. So we've got a list now of requests coming up, which I shot earlier this week from my engineers. So thank you, engineers, for your support. And at the end of the VT, we've got Kelly's horrifying request, which I'm sad to say did end in my destruction, which is a little bit counterintuitive because I'm still here, unless I'm CGI. Ooh. But anyway, I'll just let you see what unfolded. Here we go. The first engineer's request comes from Sam'sTrains, who wants to hear all of my DCC sound locos over time. Now my only problem with that is, I can't remember where we've got to, so I've picked an engine that is new since the last series of live streams, so I know I've not run this one for you, Interpid, but I think in future you're going to have to be specific and let me know what you want, otherwise I might shortchange you by running something you've already seen. But yeah, this is the American Mogul with its sound switched on and a train of hoppers. So thank you very much for your support, Interpid. Robert Sparks wanted to see a request themed around the Grinch that stole Christmas. So I've got a green Grinch coloured locomotive, that's the Hornby N2. And then I've got all the Christmas things coupled up to it. So I've got Christmas presents, I've got the Christmas tree, and the Coca-Cola wagon, which I'm glad the Grinch is taking away, but that's also representing Christmas drinks. More on that later on. Then Robert Osborne 6841 had a very interesting request for the inside line. That was to see the Scotsman and Tornado, both in green, I think that's what he said, a double heading with the Oxford railgun, which I've had to put at the back. The Remembrance wagon, sadly I don't have that anymore, I actually let one of my friends have that, so can't run that unfortunately. Also though, the Queen Mary brake van, a Great Western regular van and a Mark 1 brake, I have been able to do that. So there you go, Robert Osborne 6481, I hope you like that. And back to the Robert Sparks request, obviously after the Grinch has stolen Christmas he brings everything back. So let's back up the N2 and have everything returned. So there we go. Let's move on. Up next we have a request from Mega Train Lover, who wanted to see the new Bachmann V2 doing what it was designed to do in real life, and that's haul vans. So I've got the V2 from Bachmann in the beautiful LNER green with 15 vans, that's what Mega Train Lover wanted. Struggling a little bit around the second radius there, but looking pretty good doing vans. I think my temptation usually is to run this loco with passenger coaches because it's in a beautiful LNER green, but here it is doing what it was born to do. So thank you very much, Mega Train Lover. National Guard 5 wanted to see the W1 or the Hush Hush pull a Christmas train. So that is presents, vans, a Christmas tree wagon, 2 tankers, those are supposed to be full of eggnog. I've got milk tankers on, but yeah, that's what they're full of, and an LNER brake van. So thank you very much, National Guard 5. Loving that we're getting Christmassy requests already. And then finally, we have a nightmare request from Kelly Ashford Trains. Apparently there is, and I can see it, there is a Great Western gunpowder van derailed behind the bookcase, well out of reach. And oh my goodness, the useless Tango is hurrying along the track, and I think a collision is unavoidable in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah! Let's go back to the live stream. Hurry up. I'm just kidding. I'm okay, I'm alright. It's okay. I managed to get the mess cleaned up anyway. So despite Kelly's best efforts, the railway continues to thrive. So I guess try again, Kelly. That's all I could say. Try again. Right, what else is next? Well, let's run some more trains because we are slowly running out of time. So we've got three trains that couldn't be more different, really. On the outside line, we have Terence Priestley. Well, we don't. We have 2 Class 92s. Sorry, Terence, that's probably hurtful. But they were requested by Terence Priestley, who wanted to see those two together with Pullmans. So I'm sure the Acura Scale one is not happy about this, but I've coupled it up to the crummy Hornby one. Sorry, Hornby. And 3 Pullmans. So we'll see if they work very well. I don't know if they're matched in speed even, but we'll see. And then we've got a much smaller train on the inside line. You might not even be able to see it, but it is the Wickham trolley, as requested by Sideways 66779, so thank you so much. And then I love this one on the inside line, a request from Air Knight, who wanted to see the Heldren Metropolitan Bobo with some Genesis coaches. Now, how perfect does that look? I've gone with the SECR Genesis coaches because they seem to match the loco best. I have to say, I think this is the best consist I've ever seen with the Metropolitan Bobo. I really do like that. So let's see how we go. We're going to have to go backwards with the 92s. Probably not going to end very well, that. Same with the Wickham. Go on, Wickham, you've got to stretch your own legs this time. And then the Metropolitan. Okay. Wish the 92s luck. I think those are the ones that are going to need it this time. Mind you, I'll say that and they'll probably be fine. I doubt it though. Surely there's going to be some mismatching in speed here, and that Acura scale one's so heavy, it's not going to like being pushed around. Although no, it is, yeah, the couplings are under tension. So it looks like it is pulling the Hornby one along rather than being pushed along, which is best. There goes the Wickham. Crikey. Oh well, okay. Well, so far so good. I'll keep my eye on it for the whole lap, I think, just in case. How are we getting on down Gordon's Hill? Sounds a bit rickety. I think we're okay. Are we okay? We might be okay. There's the Met. Still okay with tickling those wires. I'm going to have to sort those for next time. I think I'm trying my luck there, aren't I? Kathleen Fox, thank you so much. I was watching old VODs and you used to play a birthday song. I was wondering if you could still do that, as it is my birthday today. Oh, everybody, you're in big trouble now. Cover those ears, it's coming in just a second after this short message from David Mattox. Thank you, David. Could you run a Bachman Ginty pulling a pre-grouping coach from Hornby and Hattons of your choice? A Rapido GPV, 2 Hornby Coke Hoppers, and the Dancehall Brake Van. Sure thing, David. Thank you very much. I'll get round to that next episode. Okay, Kathleen Fox, thank you very much for your support, and I hope you had a very happy birthday. To make it even happier, let's have, let me try and remember which button it was that I have to press. Let's have the hellish birthday song. Here we go, plug the ears, take it away.
Happy train birthday to you. Happy train birthday to you. Happy train birthday, happy train birthday. Happy train birthday to you.
There you have it. Happy birthday, happy birthday. I hope that made your day even more special. Now, I also want to give out a shout out to Bella's husband, David. Is that right? I think so. So David's watching, desperate for a shout out. Nice to see you, David. I hope you're enjoying the stream. All right, how's everything going? That Helge Metropolitan Bobo has never run that fast. I swear it's taken about 5 years to run that thing in. Finally, now it's running as it ought to. I think we might have had the curse of the shrubbery striking again, because that Wickham's off, and again. What's up with you then? The Wickham trolley's like an N-gauge loco or something. It's, oh, there's something. Oh, it's hedge again. For goodness sake. I must have, maybe it was when I filmed the news this week, maybe my foot kicked some hedge onto the track. I'm normally really careful not to do that. And it did a lap. It already did like 3 laps before it stopped. How was that possible? How? I don't know. That is the confusing life that we model railway veterans lead. I don't know. There's J&W Studios shout out. There we go. That was spectacular, the Flying Kipper said. Thank you, Flying Kipper. I couldn't have put it better myself. And to everyone else who didn't find it quite so spectacular, I apologise. But when it's your birthday, I mean, you can lie. It doesn't even have to be your birthday if you really want to torture people. I shouldn't really encourage that, but if you really want to, you can do it. And then everyone will be cross with you. Anyway, before we finish the stream, let me just go through and say a massive thank you to everybody who sent in a super chat. You guys are the best. I really appreciate it, and you make it possible for this channel to continue. And for that, I can't thank you enough. But I'll try. We got Sparky129, William Town, Terence Priestley, Sideways 66779, Mega Train Lover, Air Knight, Train Boy, Robert Sparks, Enar Bowler. Thank you to you, Sharky McSharknose, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, the local train spotter. I loved your request, by the way. I might have to. That might be in the running actually for the most creative of today. A 2020 Vision, that's another great one. The Davy Crockett one, that's also in the running. It might be between those two actually, from what I've seen. Shine Ortis as well. Thank you to you, William Babcock, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, J&W Studios, Kathleen Fox. Happy birthday again to you. I was watching your old VODs. You used to play, yeah. You put VODs twice and in caps, but thank you anyway. And David Mattox, thank you to you as well. So if I've got any requests outstanding, don't worry, I will get to those next time. I will do those next episode. So yeah, no worries. For now though, I have got to decide. It was between Local Train Spotter and which one was it? Who requested Davy? It was... Oh, where's it gone? I had it. Oh, and a 2020 Vision. Okay. Oh, it's got to be the Local Train Spotter, hasn't it? So there you go, Local Train Spotter. I will bestow upon you this. And I'm not going to lie, I'm jealous. I am jealous. FJ Newton. Gorgeous, gorgeous wagon. I've actually got two of these, but I'm not keeping either. So I'll have another one of these in a future stream to give away. But yes, the Local Train Spotter, if you want to accept your prize, just send me an email with your postage address and I will get that on the way to you. So thank you so much for your support. Right, next up, I'm going to just give you some clues about what videos you can expect over the next week. So tomorrow's video is quite a milestone because I will be starting a new scale. Yes, I'm not going to tell you what that is. You can have a guess if you want, but I will be beginning my journey into a new model railway scale, and that video is coming out tomorrow. And if you're a channel member, you will be getting that video right after this stream. So join up, become a Sam'sTrains member. You get early access to all of my videos, and you'll get to see that right after this. But it's very exciting, and you'll see what that involves tomorrow, unless you're a member, and then you'll get it today. Then on Monday, I've got a Bachmann 060 to review. In fact, Monday and Wednesday I've got two Bachmann 060s to review, both of them different classes. One of them is awesome and the other one sucks. So again, if you want to have a guess, please do pop that in the chat. For now though, that is going to be just about it for this stream. I've really enjoyed it. It's been so much fun. So thank you for everybody who came in to take part. Lots of people are having guesses. 00 scale, says Robert, the 764052 fan. Very droll, Robert. People guessing N scale, 009, T scale. What else is there? G scale, no one's mentioned that. I ain't going to give any clues away. Z scale, that could be one. I'm not going to tell you. I ain't going to tell. I'm just going to tease. But the next stream is going to be on Friday, so I will see you there. And I hope you enjoy the videos in the meantime. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for making this stream awesome. I really enjoyed this one. That's the bonus thing about leaving it a long time. You come back and it's all fresh and nice. And I really like that. So let's do more of that next time. Might do a Q&A next week. So think of some cool questions. The cooler the better. Interesting questions. That's your job. Okay, thanks folks. Have a good time. Hey folks, thank you all very much for tuning in for another episode of Sam'sTrains Live. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with another episode very soon, but in the meantime, please enjoy the videos that I'll be posting on my channel till then, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks again for your support folks, and take care of yourselves.